Previously on In Character.
Oh yeah, take that dragon. See that, Loric? One shot was all it took.
Does it look like we've, made it to the lumber mill before it's been ravaged? Or are there like small fires?
At the door, you can make out one cultist and two kobolds just kind of milling about.
We got 8 humanoids in there and probably about 8 kobolds.
Korbin and Jamesonite, as you're charging towards the building, let's get initiative checks from everyone.
As I inhale deeply and breathe lightning upon these creatures.
It makes contact with every kobold. It basically electrocutes them, and their bodies are shaking violently, and they all just fall over. So he's like taking off his burning robe, he throws it to the ground, he stomps on it, and then he looks back up in relief and just takes an arrow right to the head. They are definitely gonna jump down off the mezzanine and try to plunge their...
I'm gonna need an athletics check.
And try to plunge their spears.
What in the hell did we get 2 DMs?
I don't think that's how it works.
I am super dying. What's the death saving? Is it 10 or more?
D20, 10 or better.
Come on, 10. Nat 20.
You're up. You get 1 hit point.
You diagonally slice him in half. He's like about to be like, what?
It's like the Street Fighter death.
Perfect.
At this point, I kind of look around. Weren't we supposed to take somebody alive?
So, just so everyone knows, I still only have 1 hit point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. I've got 6.
Also 6.
That was a brutal last bit of the session there. It started off really, really, really good. We had the 2 stealthy guys up on the roof, making sure nothing was going down. We had a nice big entrance for the melee guys down at the base of the, where were we? A lumber mill?
And we failed so hard on the pillars. But imagine if we had succeeded.
Imagine. It would have been fantastic.
It would have fallen on us, and then we would have died anyways.
Oh, yeah, well.
Roll your agility. Oh, no.
Yeah, and I am completely out of magic. I have used all of my spells.
So
that last fight went really well for you guys.
There was a lot of enemies.
Yeah, there was a lot going on there.
Really lucky at the end.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine? I know I took out... Thankfully, Aaron didn't roll very well on my AoE attack. Otherwise, we would have been surrounded. Yeah, Jamesonite and I would have been surrounded by minions.
Can we just stop here and take a nap? Is that...
Well, out of character, mechanically, what I think we should do is take a short rest. That lets us spend the single hit die that we have and then limp our asses back to the keep. It is a risk, yes, but people are way too injured to venture out at this point. Because if we get into any fight, odds are we're going to get our asses.
Unless we talk our way out of it. Here's what I'm saying. There's a whole bunch of cultists on the ground, right? The ones that we just killed. Plus some kobolds. I'm pretty sure I could dress up like a gargantuan kobold. I'm pretty sure I could fake it. Now, if you dressed up as a cultist, and you dressed up as a cultist, and you dressed up as a kobold...
I mentioned this last time. My snout is wrong. I don't look like a kobold. Right height, wrong snout.
I go and rip off the head of a kobold and I scoop out the insides and kind of put it on your head like a cat.
Nope.
I go and grab I go and grab a robe off a dead cultist and I cut it in half. I cut the bottom half off and I give I hand half the robe to Loric.
That is more reasonable. I will go with that route. I am a short cultist.
Here we go. All we need is a shorter cloak and then you can be kind of like half a cultist.
But that just looks so silly. Look at him. It's like he's wearing like his dad's clothes.
Well, personally, I think people will be looking at the massive kobold that we're walking with and not so much the short cultist.
I'll hunch. I'm just saying
I change clothes.
We can probably make it back to the tower uninterrupted so long as we kind of maintain a little distance and perhaps, avoid like direct engagement with any of these parties.
Now, are we heading back to the keep? Because I do remember there was that other location that needed help, the temple. I think there was some people holed up there.
There was, but personally, I don't think we're in any shape to help anybody else.
Yeah, they can simply just pray to their gods. Let's go.
All right.
I mean, we can't help anybody if we die horribly.
No, that is true. That is true.
Perhaps after we rest for a little while, we can make our way back over there. But in the meantime, I think it would be prudent to go and let Governor Nighthill know that we were successful in the defense of the lumber mill, and he could send a small squad of people
Troops? I think the word you're looking for is troops.
Hold on. I got this. You can say this.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that the mic picked up your eyes rolling.
That's how hard they rolled.
Perhaps the governor can send a small squad of guards to hold this location now that we've cleared it from the scum.
Final take?
So that was rough. I am so sorry, guys.
It's okay, man.
What do you think, Jamesonite? What should we do? Rest? Keep? Temple?
Those people at the temple need us. I believe that is where we should head out immediately.
So you're saying that we should go to the temple and help those people who are raising their hands pleading to the gods for help?
Indeed.
Well, Kelemvor only helps those who raise a sword and defend themselves. If they cannot defend themselves on their own in a place of worship, do we really need to help them?
Should not we be that sword, then?
There could be children at this temple. I would feel mighty bad about leaving them there.
All right, if we're going to the temple, we're going to need to do this quietly.
Or the smart way. I'm dressed up as a cultist. I don't know if anyone else has changed clothes.
I'm already fitting on the kobold accoutrements. Like I've had to tie straps together in order to get it to fit over my chest and stuff.
Several kobold shirts together.
Yeah.
I'm going to take one of the cultists' robes and I'm going to trim it to the right size, trim the arms back, trim the hem of it.
There's no need to limit yourself to kobolds and cultists. There's also the mercenaries.
That's very true.
What I really didn't get into is these cultists come in a variety of shapes and sizes.
Oh, so
some are halflings, some are gnomes, some are humans, some can be dragonborn, some can be orcs. And same with the mercenaries.
Is there any chicks?
So
There's tons of chicks, Trevor.
Equal opportunity. Cult.
I look at the corpses on the ground and I try to see if there's any identifying symbols or marks that we can imitate on our own persona, in order to pass as a cultist or a mercenary. I'm totally for dressing up as a kobold. I mean, I'm already halfway there. I think I could swing it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Actually, what you could do if you had a disguise kit is you could go as one kobold riding on the shoulders of another kobold.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
You're not supposed to help, DM, but this must happen now.
Cults these days, no uniforms, no feeling of solidarity,
That's true.
I think we need some kind of team uniform or something unifying, something that really brings us together.
Okay, I look in the lumber yard for a bucket that's filled with pitch, and I absolutely want to create on the robes, team cult or something. And
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, let's do that. And then let's see if we can actually, get some people on board with this idea because you make a compelling argument, sir.
Emblazoned on the robes now, it says Team Cult in a very stylized font, which varies from robe to robe.
Yeah, it's childish. The script is childish, and when I'm writing it, my tongue is sticking out.
Can I take a little bit of the extra pitch or whatever and keep a little bit extra just in my pack?
I'll let you ruin your water skin.
Okay, yeah. I dump out my water and fill it up with whatever.
What kind of clothes were the mercenaries wearing?
Just leathers.
So there's nothing to be they're obviously with the cultists.
There's no defining features about the mercenaries.
They just wanted to kill us along with the cultists.
Yeah, I mean, surely if you started pillaging the town at the time, the cultists surely would have thought you were cultists.
To clarify, I'm wearing this a tabard, kind of front and back, cinched at the waist. I'm sure the cultists' robes could easily accommodate that.
I'm going to stick with my modified cultist robe, cut it down to size. And I guess we're going to the temple.
All right.
Temple! Off we go!
Nothing bad can possibly happen.
Nope.
Not with Team Cultist on our robes.
Can we have done this while short resting?
Sure.
Yay.
Sure.
Do you add anything to hit dice or just
Con
modifier?
mod.
I got 3 hit points back.
Oh, boy.
I rolled a 1.
6.
I got
I'm
all
full.
of them back.
I'm at full.
I'm back at full
1d12,
too.
baby. 9. I'll take it.
Not bad for everyone except Loric, who got a 3. Rolled a 1, but got a 3.
You don't get any of these slots back with that.
Hold
right?
on. Yeah, you get your con mod too, right? I feel like we already made a decision when we decided to go to the lumber mill, and I think it's totally okay to just go back to the temple because I'm sure...
You mean go back to the keep?
Is that tower, keep, same thing?
You said temple.
Temple? Did I say temple?
Yes.
I meant keep.
Okay, so where are we going? We going to the temple or the keep?
Well, hold on. We're metagaming right now.
Okay.
We're busy.
Okay, we need to stay in character. I think we should stay in character. We're trying to decide what we're trying to do.
Yeah, if we're deciding what the group should do, I think we should.
My only concern with going to the temple right now is, I can tell you right now, I got no magics left. Nothing. I can produce a little bit of flame, and that's it.
I'm thinking since we got these fine get-ups, we at least kind of walk by and maybe see how it's going. If there's not too much action going on, we could see what kind of diversion we could cause. We could maybe try and... We don't necessarily have to go in there, swords out, arrows first.
Perhaps we can simply just walk toward the keep and see exactly how our masterful disguises work with the other cultists. And based on that interaction, perhaps we can continue on to the temple.
Yeah, what I was going to say, where are we in relation to everything else?
You're at the southwest part of the town.
Mm-hmm.
The temple is in like the north of the town.
And the keep?
And the keep is east.
Okay.
Above the river.
We should probably go get those horses as well.
Mm-hmm. That is a good idea.
I completely forgot about them.
Yeah, me too, man. Those horses got to be spooked by now. Whoops.
Kobold food, more like it.
Oh, I hope not. The horses are expensive to replace.
That caravan master put a lot of trust in us by loaning us those horses.
Yeah, I forgot about him. Wouldn't want to come back empty-handed to that deal.
If he's still alive, it could very well be that the kobolds were coming from that direction. Well, so that's a problem for another day. Let's go.
So I think we head back in the direction of the keep. It'll give us a bit of time to assess the battlefield and see kind of where things are at.
Also, if we let the people at the keep know that the lumber mill is empty, maybe they can spare some guards to help us.
Well, I'm sure they're not going to listen to 4 cultists.
I'll take my robe off when I walk up.
I'll let you be the one who gets into the arrow shot range.
So it sounds like we're going to start heading in the direction of the keep and see if we run into any cultists, and we're going to see if we can talk our way past them.
For the record, I didn't disguise myself.
What are you dressed up as? What are you wearing?
Jamesonite.
Well, what is Jamesonite wearing?
Robes with the big 72 on them?
Like chainmail and like...
I'm going to spend 5 minutes and craft a banner. It says Team Cultists. Will you be okay with that?
If you indeed decide to go with this plan, it may be more convincing if it appears you have a captive.
That sounds like an excellent idea. Are you volunteering?
Well, as the only one without a disguise, I believe I am.
I'll pull some rope out of my pack and loosely tie your hands so you can get out if you want, but ideally it looks like you're tied up.
Being dragged around by the halfling.
Yeah, I think it looks funniest if you hold onto the rope.
Wasn't to say anything. I'd laugh if you accidentally actually tied to the point where you can't get out.
What kind of halfling nonsense are these?
Every halfling knows how to get out of this knot. What are you talking about?
So loosely tie him up and start heading along.
I hunch.
You've been heading along back towards the keep this whole time to test out your disguises, when suddenly in the distance you hear a, "Hey, those cultists have a captive. Get them!" And you see a group of guards rushing towards you. Looks like they're heading in the direction of the lumber mill. These are guards from the city of Green Nest.
Rip the cloak off.
I pull my cloak off and say, "Hey,
we know Governor Nighthill. We know Governor Nighthill. We're trying to infiltrate the cult."
Keep it down. You want every single kobold in the vicinity to hear that? It's good that these guards are coming to us. Perhaps they can stop in front of us and we can have a normal conversation with them.
What if, in fact, they're cultists dressed up as guards?
I just don't want them to shoot.
My God.
Cedrick hides in a bush."
They have the same idea.
How many of these guys are
They
coming
rip
towards
off their disguises.
There's 10 guards that are running towards you as you guys are ripping off your robes to expose that you're not actually cultists. They get up around 15 feet away from you. "Drop your weapons! Let go of what you're holding and surrender to us! And why did you take your robes off?"
Well, getting jiggy with it. No, obviously, because we're not actually cultists. Governor Nighthill sent us to try and liberate the mill, which we did. And then we were going to try and infiltrate the cult because, well, we're pretty beat up. And also, Jamesonite, just slip out of the knots, please. See?
I'll pull my
Okay.
hands, yeah.
Yeah, he's with
We
us.
did send some people to liberate the mill, but how do we know you're not cultists that have killed those people and taken their clothes to wear them to infiltrate the keep?
Well, then we wouldn't be wearing
terribly
cultist
convoluted.
clothes.
Okay, you know what? I crack my neck and I look at these guards and I growl, "We know Nighthill, and he was the one who sent us. And if you were any sort of guard, you'd know that yourselves. Now let us be on our way so you can go to the lumber mill and protect what we have already successfully brought back under your control."
Or give me an intimidation check.
I look at Loric and say, well, I mean, they wanted it. I guess this is what they got.
There was also a hilarious little dwarf, Captain.
Intimidation? 8. I rolled an 8.
There is a lot more of them than us.
Like I never heard that one before.
Listen, you can go to the lumber mill yourself to verify, but there is nothing but slain kobolds, mercenaries, and cultists. And they're also naked, so no funny business, but we took their clothes.
However, would you be willing to accompany us back to the keep?
He gives you a long, hard stare, Korbin. He kind of squints his eyes a little bit, and he says, "You're awfully big for a kobold."
Holy crap. Okay, so we got the Mensa winner here. All right.
I don't think you're a kobold at all.
I start describing Governor Nighthill, giving a physical description of him, what he was wearing today when we last saw him, and then I give a physical description of the captain of the watch. Now, if we were cultists, would we know that, including what they're wearing today?
Okay, give me a persuasion check, please, with a +2 circumstance bonus.
2, 4, 6. I got a 6.
Your outfit is very convincing.
I imagine that I am actually have had a hard time taking my robe off, so I'm kind of. He looks like this. He's got this particular style of hair, and he's got. Why is this thing stuck?
You have a strange kobold in your party. He looks very odd.
Wrong snout. That's not what.
The snout is completely different, though. I will give you that.
Look, there's going to be no convincing you. I can tell this. Why don't you go on your merry way and we'll go on ours? We're heading toward the temple in order to protect the people who are trapped within. If you do not trust us, you can come with us to fortify our assault.
We've already sent a group of guards to the temple as well. They left at the same time as we had left to go to the lumber mill.
Well, we just made your job 100% easier because the lumber mill has already been secured. You're welcome.
Okay, do you want us to walk in front of you to the lumber mill? Do you want to take us to the keep so Nighthill can tell
We are
you?
more than willing to come along with you if it means a guard escort.
You were never to be held captive. You are clearly already a
Indeed.
captive of these cultists.
No, that was an incredibly well thought out ruse, you see. These fellows are my traveling compatriots. What they say is the genuine truth.
Okay, give me a persuasion check.
That was almost a 1. Oh gosh. It's real high though. 23.
Oh, damn. If you had have rolled a 1, I would be sitting there. Okay, so the
Oh,
guards
God.
slaughter us.
Oh, God.
What are our new characters?
Jamesonite the 73rd, here to avenge my father.
When you die, you just expel an egg, and it hatches and grows up.
Yeah,
really
like burst
quickly.
out of the body and
Facehugger style.
You're escorting another
completely
caravan
new just-
to the city. So many caravans coming to the city, all with adventurers. Who would have thought?
That sounds like a perfectly reasonable explanation. There's no reason a prisoner like yourself, who is obviously a prisoner, would have any reason to lie about this to me. We will go and secure the lumber mill and make sure that it stays under our control.
Oh, of course, my good man.
I assume you're going back to the keep to inform the governor about your success at the lumber mill.
We are now.
I mean,
We are
otherwise
indeed.
we will take credit for it 100%.
Well, screw that noise, you mooching bastards.
Guards gotta do what a guard's gotta do.
Kelemvor knows who performed the work.
Is Kelivor another name for Governor Nighthill?
No, he's the deity that I worship.
Then I guess it doesn't really matter.
It matters to the gods. And the gods will look down from above and see you as lying scum, and you will be struck down in your beds or in combat.
No,
It matters not.
Our way. Off we go.
I think we start, each of us grab like a hand.
All right, come on now, Korbin. It's been nice talking with you, guards. We'll be on our way.
Yeah, I'm pushing from behind, reaching up.
That sounds about right.
Those guys were weird.
They get weirder.
And they continue on their way to the lumber mill.
And we continue on our way to the keep. The keep.
Yeah.
The keep.
Well, we know that there's been
The
a squad dispatched at least to the other side now, or to the other site. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, knowing that there's a dispatch of guards heading to the temple, I feel good about getting right back to that keep and seeing where we're at.
Absolutely.
Perhaps we can see if the dragon came back and made mincemeat out of the guards on the tower.
Oh, yeah.
Popsicles more like it, I believe.
I don't suppose, Loric, you know any resurrection spells.
Hell no. I have got very little magic. I'm not that strong.
I was just curious.
I mean, I'm not even sure where my magic comes from 100% at this point.
Well, I've seen it come from your fingers and your staff.
It is indeed a mighty pipe.
My pipe. Pipe, not staff. I mean, granted, I do walk with it sometimes, but no, it's a pipe.
You can understand my confusion then.
Yeah, well, okay, yes, just because it's, half my height.
Do we have the technology to make pipes?
I mean, I have a wooden pipe.
Oh, sorry. I just assumed it was metal.
No.
I was like, this is not the time.
No.
Just a lead pipe.
No.
Yeah, that's right. It's more like a bamboo shoot.
I'm not going to smoke a lead pipe.
So how are you holding on to this?
I was thinking, sorry.
Do you hold on to like the part where you put the stuff in? So you're putting the part where you put your mouth on the ground every single time you're walking?
I was going to ask that.
No,
So disgusting.
No. I put the bowl end where you load the pipe. That's what's going on.
Okay. See, I had it completely the other way around.
Pipe or like?
No, it's one I made myself. It's covered in intricate runes, and it's 1.5 feet long.
Is it functioning?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You have in our travels on the caravan, you have seen me smoke out of this pipe,
and then laugh uncontrollably for like 3 hours.
Minor details. That could just be Loric. And now you have also seen me cast spells with the pipe. So you've seen me launch fireballs with it. I've knocked people on the head, and for some reason they feel better.
Or so he thinks.
Hey.
You feel better, right? Yes, just stop hitting me.
Wait a minute.
Hey, it worked on you. I hit you in the head with the pipe. Or no, you. I hit you in the pipe while you were in the head with the pipe while you were unconscious, and suddenly you're back up.
I'll grant you that one. Yes, that one was accurate.
Yeah,
So
it's weird. I get it.
I assume we're getting closer and closer to the keep. I'm still dressed up as a kobold.
I've taken off the robe, but I'm going to put it in my pack.
Got the robe just over my shoulder, just kind of in case I need to go either way with it.
So you do reach the keep, bickering all the way. Loric is waving a lit pipe above his head to signal that they are non-hostile. From atop the walls, a proud dwarf looks down upon them 30 feet away, and he grumbles under his breath. It's that bloody dragonborn again. Open the gates!
Ready your arrows!
Hey, Escobar!
Hold your fire!
Escobar, is that you, Escobar?
All right, come on now, Korbin. We don't need
I think it's
another show
I
off.
believe it's Escobar.
Escobar!
Friendly's coming through!
I just wanted to let you know that we actually took back the lumber mill.
Fire!
Run!
Woo! And I am off like a shot.
A volley of arrows comes flying well past you all and lands into the ground and kobolds, cultists, houses, rocks, whatever happens to be nearby, far away from you.
All right, let's get inside the keep.
No, for you.
I grumble and I walk through the doors.
Okay, so where is Governor Nighthill? We need to talk to him.
I must have words with Escobar at some point.
Sure, let's deal with Nighthill first.
Is he in the immediate vicinity?
Yeah, he's sitting at a table against the far wall. You can see him there. He's pounding back what looks to be some wine, literally pounding it back and filling up the glass again. Obviously in an amount of stress.
How many does it look like he's had? Does he seem tipsy?
He doesn't seem tipsy from what you can tell. He's sitting there.
He's a
But
dwarf, man. He's got like a fortitude.
Escobar is.
No, Escobar is.
Oh, I thought
Nighthill is a.
you keep getting these two confused.
Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry,
Nighthill
everybody.
is-
My
Nighthill is
apologies.
Nighthill is a human.
Are his cheeks red?
I mean, they're a little red, but it is kind of cold out.
Governor, good news.
Nighthill.
Welcome back. I presume the lumber mill is all sorted then.
It is. Everything that was alive in there is now dead.
Perfect.
Including 2 of us. Although we came back.
You didn't die. I just healed you.
Well, you healed him.
Well, okay, yeah, I healed him. I bandaged your wounds.
That sounds very awful.
It was quite painful.
But I'm glad to see that you are all alive and well.
It was a glorious fight. Yes. Kellamvor was paying attention to that one.
So,
Right.
how fares the keep and defending it, and the fact that there are still waves of cultists out there, apparently?
Well, since you have driven off the dragon, he has not returned, so that's a good thing. The kobolds seem to be keeping a fair distance from the walls now. Not long before you arrived back, I sent out two squads of guards to reacquire the temple and the lumber mill should you have failed. But I guess they can at least hold whatever they can.
I look down at the goblet of wine on the table and I go, how's this? And I pick it up and give it a swirl and have a sip.
It's delicious.
That is some pretty good wine. Yeah, I hand it back down.
This is a fine vintage, is it not?
Very good. Very depth.
Would you like
flavor.
some more?
I'd love some, yes.
You just take that one.
No, excellent. Thank you. And I
Snaps
continue to
his
sip.
fingers and a servant comes running over with another glass and he proceeds to fill that glass.
Oh, thank you. The bouquet.
Tell me, Nighthill, has there been any indication of slowing down of assault from the kobold army?
Well, like I said, the kobolds seem to have backed off their assaults a little bit. And yes, I'm not sure whether it's a good or a bad thing, but from what I'm told, it seems like they're starting to get a little smarter about the way they attack. I don't have details on it.
The kobolds are smarter, you say?
No, they're not smarter. Just the way they're attacking is smarter. So obviously they're being directed this time instead of just throwing their bodies mercilessly upon our walls.
There's a kobold general out there. Excuse me, I must go to the top of the wall. I make my way out of the conversation and start heading toward the stairs to the top of the tower.
Kobold General does sound about right. Probably not an actual kobold general, though. Probably some sort of higher intelligence creature.
Oh yeah, kobolds are dumb as posts. Crafty, but dumb as posts. I don't like kobolds. Anyways, well, unless you've got anything else that you'd like us to do at the moment, I'm probably going to head over to that infirmary and start seeing what I can do in there.
Sure. I mean, we can always use a hand with the wounded.
And I'll wander off and I'll start doing that, and I'll start trying to patch up people in the infirmary, get guards healed up, send them back out, that kind of thing. Should I roll a medicine, see if I actually do anything?
Sure.
Come on, 8.
You're definitely good at holding instruments.
As long as I didn't kill anybody by accident.
What do I see at the top of the wall looking down over the town?
Looking down, you can see a line of kobolds about 80 feet away, kind of in the northern direction. They seem to be waiting around. You can also see a couple larger figures. You see one figure that is wearing purple robes, and you see a tall, what looks like a dragonborn beside the purple robed wearer.
Where's Escobar?
Just a little bit away from you.
Just want to make sure that you understand. I'm not looking at him, but I grumble underneath my breath. You've done a good job protecting the keep. How many men have you lost?
We have lost 35 men, and there's another 40 that are wounded.
No sign of the dragon?
Not since you all drove it off.
That character down there, have you seen him before? And I point to the larger dragon, dragonborn.
Him, he's new. The one in purple's been here for a while. But him, he's new.
What have they been doing?
Well, not a whole lot. I mean, they haven't really moved much, but you do see the occasional cultist or kobold approaching them and then going off somewhere else. If I was a betting man, I would bet that one or the both of them are running the show.
Nighthill must be made aware. I'll go talk to him.
I'm pretty sure he's aware. He's busy drowning himself in anything he can get right now.
Yes, he appears intoxicated.
Probably. But then what else is new around here?
Is there a plan for the evacuation of the city?
No. We're not going to evacuate. We're going to kill these bastards.
I come wandering up holding my goblet of wine. Well, greetings, gentlemen. How goes holding the keep? Is there anything we can do to help you out?
You can pull out that short bow of yours and lay down some fire there, Deadeye.
I take a sip. All right, I'll get right on that.
Looks at you, looks at the wine cup, looks at you, looks at the wine cup. It's a fine vintage, isn't it?
I chug the rest of it, and I pull out my short bow, and I scan the battlefield, and I'll fire off a couple arrows.
See if you can hit the larger bodies over there. Escobar believes that they might be responsible for the new tactics that are being employed by the kobolds.
I tuck the empty goblet into my pack, and I take aim at the larger bodies that Korbin pointed out.
Perfect. Give me an attack roll.
All right. Oh, that's no good. 10 to hit.
You do not hit.
Yeah.
I don't think your short bow is going to be long enough.
I was just thinking the same thing. Is there some extra armaments around? I look around for a longbow laying around.
There's many longbows laying around right now.
All right, let's try this on for size. And I'll take aim with the longbow again. 21 to hit.
Your arrow travels towards the humanoid in the purple robes, and before it can get to them, the Dragonborn slices the arrow while it's traveling.
I look over at Cedric.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit tough from this range. We might have to get up close and personal with these ones.
Have there been any plans to take these creatures out, or are you hiding behind the walls and protecting the interior, Escobar?
I'm sorry, you want to march out there and fight that small army there?
I mean, technically, we just came back in from doing exactly that.
I mean, I'm sure you killed some, but surely not 80 of them.
So you're saying that if I kill 80 of them, you're going to give me a handshake and a smile?
Tell you what, you go down there and you kill all 80 of them by yourself right now, I will give you much more than a handshake.
No, a handshake will be just fine, thank you.
Insert gagging noises.
Not what I was talking about, but okay.
Guard pipes up on the wall. Yeah, you get some, boss. I mean, the dwarf is probably
disgusting.
Not the right height.
So anyway, the Dragonborn outside of the walls, protecting the purple-robed wearing individual, he starts walking towards the keep. The Dragonborn grabs 4 humans that seem to have their hands tied up and grabs an accompaniment of kobolds with him.
Can he try and hurl the kobolds over the wall?
I mean, I'm sure he could probably try that.
Cedric, I think you made him angry.
Well, let's hope so. I'm ready for a fight.
He approaches the keep and he stops about 30 feet away from the walls. And he stops about 30 feet off the walls, throws the humanoids down on their knees, and orders the kobolds to circle around them, threatening them with their spears. And he yells up towards the defenders on the wall. Citizens of Greenness, this has been a successful night, and I'm feeling generous. You see these 4 pitiful, useless prisoners? Well, we have no need for them, so I will make you a deal. I will trade them back to you, and all you have to do is send out your best fighter, not a fighter, your best fighter to fight me. I haven't had a very eventful night. I usually just kill people. I need a fight. And you do that, you can have these 4 in exchange, no matter the outcome. So when I kill you, you can still have these prisoners back. How's that sound?
Brave words, considering their hands are tied. Why not give them weapons and let them decide their own fate?
Well, these 4 here aren't going to be fighting.
Hold on, let us talk amongst ourselves for one moment.
It's at this moment, now that he's closer, you can see that he's not a dragon. He is, in fact, a half-dragon. He has a full-blown tail, full-blown horns, and he's tall. He's maybe 7 feet tall.
It's real tough to take this character seriously.
And he is
yeah, I know, I'm waiting for him to go, whoop, 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 whoop.
He is a half-blue dragon.
Ooh. I mean,
has he approached on his own with these prisoners?
No, he's got kobolds around.
He has an accompaniment of 16 kobolds.
16 kobolds. Right.
I'll have headed up there to the top of the keep.
Does anybody come and get Loric, who's in the infirmary?
I feel like I heard it, so I'm assuming everyone would have heard.
You probably would have heard this and come on.
Okay. I face palm in the infirmary. All right, back in a minute.
I don't think that I've ever seen a half-dragon before.
I didn't even know that was a thing. How'd you feel about a 4-on-1?
I turn to Korbin. Well, Korbin, I bet you could take him.
Just the sight of him makes my blood boil. I've got no problem going down there and laying waste to that smug dragon face. If you want me to, I will.
As a sign of support, I'll even stand out there with you.
Jamesonite, will you bring your sword to the battle?
Because he's asking for one-on-one. None of us will survive.
That's fine. I mean,
I'm not one to back down from a challenge. If it's the best fighter he's looking for, then I'll surely be on my way.
All right, well, I mean, if Jamesonite thinks he can take this one down, I'll stand next to him.
One of the defenders on the wall there, he says, That's my wife. That's my wife out there. And he starts running down the stairs.
I trip him.
Perfect. You trip him and he falls down the stairs. He hits the bottom of the stairs. And he's like, oh.
Jamesonite, you better get out there quick. I think.
Oh, my knee.
You used to be an adventurer and then you fell down some stairs.
Loric, that seemed a little rough.
I didn't know he was going to fall that hard. I mean, honestly, I was just worried about him getting killed.
Jamesonite.
I mean, he's the one that married.
Let me spend half a moment and bless this combat for Kelemvor to be praised.
Hold on a sec. We're just blessing the combatant. We'll be out in a minute.
I don't have time for this.
I take a dagger and I kind of make a small, slash on my hand, and I take some blood and kind of like mark your forehead and kind of give a nod. Go down there and wipe that smug bastard off of the field. Make Kelemvor proud and protect this city and those people.
Many thanks, my soul comrade.
As he's heading outside, can I try and kind of slip outside unnoticed?
Give me a stealth check.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same. Is there any side doors or is it just the main gate?
Just the main gate.
Nope, that's that one.
He trips and falls down the stairs after the guy.
All right, now I'm going to sneak out. Son of a... Why am I falling down? Oh, God. Ah.
All right, as we get to the door, I nod to my compatriots and try to sneak the other way from Loric as he's causing a bunch of 22.
Yeah, 22, you can sneak out unnoticed, and you can hide behind, like, an overturned wagon.
Okay.
Loric, you land directly beside the guy that you tripped, and you smash your knee on the same, like, rock, and now you're sitting there beside him going,
Oh, son of a... God, why?
why does this hurt so much?
Nobody even tricked me.
I will walk beside you in solidarity, Jamesonite.
Very well.
I'll limp out after them.
Upon exiting the gates, I'll, I guess, greet him.
Okay. He sees you coming out of the gates. Cedrick dive rolls behind the wagon very subtly. With this creature's attention drawn to you, he's able to do that. He sees Korbin following out behind. Do you follow out behind him?
Yeah, but I'll stop like at a distance enough not to...
Inside the walls or outside?
No, I walk outside the walls with him in solidarity, but I only go so far so as I don't appear as a threat.
Okay.
Wait, what kind of gate is it?
It's like a double set of doors. There are guards
way too heavy
that
for me?
open the door by a crank.
I'll follow out with Korbin, but I'm going to stop at the same point Korbin does.
Okay.
I take my greatsword out and I kind of plant it in the ground, and I stare menacingly at the 16 kobolds that are surrounding this half dragon.
I knock an arrow as I'm crouched in the shadows, ready for any funny business.
Okay. So this human here is to be my challenger, not that abomination standing behind you?
I don't believe that was his name, but that is correct.
He is an ugly one, isn't he?
Korbin is noticeably pissed. You can see his knuckles like going like a lighter shade of bronze as he like squeezes the handle of the hilt of his greatsword.
As you've brought your friends, so have I. Let's have a fair bout, shall we?
I tell you what, you and your abomination friend can fight me 2-on-1. Not that it's going to help your chances, but I personally would like the pleasure of killing your friend.
Kelemvor be praised. He wants to fight me too.
Did you not hear me? I said I'm going to kill you.
Well, yeah, we get that. You mean to kill both of them at the same time, right?
I'm only interested in killing the abomination. But if your friend wants it as well, I can provide.
So both at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, just we're making sure on that. Yeah, you can totally fight both at the same time. We're cool with this.
Do not worry, Jamesonite. We've been blessed by Kelemvor. This half-breed, half-dragon scum will be pushing daisies from this location momentarily. And I take my greatsword, crack my neck, and kind of test its weight and kind of point it at the Dragonborn.
I'm not one to deny a challenger his right to choose the bout. So it shall be. Me and my soul Dragonborn friend versus you. What is your name?
My name is Langdadrosa Cyanrath. You can spare me your names because you're not going to be alive long enough to need them anymore. Take note, Green Nest. If anyone interferes with this battle between me and these two, there will be repercussions, I assure you. All 4 of these prisoners will die on the spot, and we will march the rest of our troops into that keep and kill the rest of you. As long as you stay out, you have nothing to fear.
How do we know your kobolds will honor your word once you're on the ground?
Well, you don't really know, now do you? I guess you're just gonna have to take me at my word.
Enough words, Jamesonite. Take your blade out. Let us attack this disgusting creature.
And initiative checks.
Langdadrosa, well met.
Do you want initiative for me as well, or?
Do you have any intention of taking part in this fight?
No, not unless they go down. Or I can do something to free the prisoners.
All right, let's do this. Korbin rolled a 3.
If I see a point where I can jump in, I'll just say so.
Okay.
Jamesonite rolled a 17.
It's a 21 for Cedrick.
Okay, Cedrick, it is your turn first. Be aware this could go really badly if you do anything to piss them off.
Oh, I'm aware. So for now, I'm just going to wait here, hidden in the shadows, until I see something kind of go wrong. I'm going to let Jamesonite and Korbin handle this one to start.
Okay.
Sorry, what are you doing? Holding your action?
Yeah, I'm just readied with an arrow, ready to attack if it looks like you guys are going to lose. But I'm going to let you guys take it to start with anyway.
Okay.
Bitch move, man. Bitch move.
Yeah.
Out of character and out of game, just remember that they will kill those prisoners.
They'll try.
16 of them. They'll kill them.
That's why I'm not shooting yet.
I mean, how many archers are up top? Can they just volley?
They have a lot more numbers down here.
Yeah, the kobolds have been like amassing around the base of the tower.
And the number of archers up on the wall, it's depleted a lot.
Can they shoot 2 arrows at a time? Is that
Can I shoot 2 arrows at a time?
When you get multi-attack? If you get multi-attack, sure. So, Jamesonite.
Sweet. Then standing in front of Langdadrosa, Kai, and Wrath, I will brandish my battle axe and my shield, and I'll head towards Langdadrosa. And as I'm heading towards him, I'll be shield first to kind of knock him back, and then strike with my battle axe into whichever parts of him I can hit. Ooh, not great. 12 to hit.
No, 12 is not a hit.
No, I wouldn't expect so.
Are you nice and close now?
Have at ye!
So you were about 20 feet away. You charged towards him, swung your battle axe into him, but he kind of deflected it with his greatsword, and he's going to swing his greatsword down into you as like a counterattack.
I'll ready my shield and attempt to parry it.
I don't think I hit. 16.
Does not hit.
He brings his greatsword down into you. You dodge out of the way, and he follows it up with another attack. But you also manage to dodge out of that one. It is now Korbin's turn.
All right, so I take my greatsword in both hands. I grip the hilt. By Kelemvor be praised. You'll feel the wrath of this.
Korbin, while I'm distracting him, flank his side.
Okay, hold on. I stare down Langdadrosa with a bestial roar. Kelemvor be praised. This fight is going to be glorious. And I try to cleave him in twain. Nope. That is going to be an 8. So I envision that this is like going to be great sword on great sword. Like we're going to have like these massive swings.
Kind of scurrying in between.
What did he do? Did he parry my blade, or did I just like...
He caught it.
Yeah, as Jamesonite dodges his second attack, his sword's coming down and he sees your sword coming towards him, and he kind of raises his sword up sideways and blocks your attack and pushes your sword away from his. And back to the top of the initiative with Cedrick.
So how are these kobolds and prisoners arranged? Is it like a bridge leading up to the keep? Or?
No, but it is an incline leading up to the keep. At the bottom of the incline, probably about 40 feet away from where the clash is occurring right now, they're surrounding the prisoners. And there's about 8 of them surrounding the prisoners, and the rest are just kind of pumped around.
Okay.
Very disorganized looking.
Yeah, I'm just going to continue waiting.
Okay. Jamesonite.
Yeah, with my shield in one hand and the axe in the other, I'd like to try and sidestep him to create a flanking situation.
Okay.
Like kind of just around his side and then come up from below with my axe, aiming for his like midsection.
Yeah, you can be behind him. Give me an attack with advantage.
How about you? 18?
18's a hit.
Sick. For 7. Yeah, so from below, kind of up to his midsection, and then I'll withdraw it and then keep my shield raised up towards him.
Okay. You cleave your axe into him a little bit. It makes some contact, but
like just through his armor kind of thing.
Yeah. And as he gets hit, he's going to try to circle around to the backside of Korbin, and he is going to...
Is he leaving my area?
He is leaving your area. So as he steps out further away from you...
Opportunity attack!
Yeah, I'll see him like not even care about my attack and just totally just start to walk away from me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll kind of drop my shield to my side and bring my axe up and above my head in a chopping sense towards his back.
Okay.
15.
15 does not hit.
He is too fast for me.
I think you still have advantage with that, though.
Do I? Oh, yeah. Modified 20.
It hits.
For 6.
Okay. Seemingly enraged by Korbin, he quickly swings around to the other side of Korbin and sticks his greatsword in the ground and charges up lightning from his mouth and sends lightning forward through Korbin and through Jamesonite.
Oh man, I shouldn't have dropped that shield.
Can I get dexterity saving throws from both of you?
Oh, you're thorns, right?
Not good.
Oh yeah,
resistance.
I have a resistance. Don't worry.
That's 1.
Oh fuck!
Natural 1.
3 3s in a row. You're going in dice jail.
It appears I am very conductive.
Well, you are wearing metal armor.
Okay. He does 19 points of damage as the bolt of lightning shoots through both of you guys.
Okay, so I take half damage, which is what? 11?
19, 8, 9.
Yeah, 10, because I round up. 10 damage to Korbin, 19 damage to Jamesonite, which is enough to
drop you to 0.
Drop you down. You're unconscious and dying.
Yeah, so as it hits me, I'll just and just start smoking and fall backwards, sword and shield out to the side.
Korbin falls to one knee, plants one hand on the ground, and kind of has his sword stuck in the ground, kind of holding it like from by the hilt, and his head's down, and his entire body has just got like little, blue arcs of electricity still coursing over his scales. You kind of hear him kind of like chortling. You half-breed. And he stands up, looks at Langdrosa, and his eyes are just like bright blue, like arcs of electricity, spouting from them. I take a deep, deep breath, and you can almost see like the sky darken above me, and let loose my own lightning breath attack against Langdrosa. I'm going to have to learn that. For 5 whole points of lightning damage. Dex DC 12 saving throw.
So how much damage?
5 whole points.
Cedrick, you just saw a bolt of lightning shoot through Korbin's chest and Jamesonite's chest. Jamesonite has fallen to the ground and is currently dying.
Super dying.
I actually would like to step forward at this point.
Okay.
And I am going to shout, and I am going to try and lie my way out of this. All remaining 100 archers, target the half-dragon. Prepare to fire on my mark unless he immediately withdraws, leaving all hostages behind.
All right.
And I have my pipe in the air, ball of fire on it, on the end of it, and I am going to... That's not bad, 15.
Yeah, I think 100 guards is a little bit too much, or 100 archers is a little bit too much for that. I think he's going to call your bluff.
I doubt you have 100 archers left in there. We've killed quite a few of them this night. At best, you have about 20 fighting men.
We have more fighting men than that. Granted, some of them are injured. However, it will wipe out your contingent of kobolds, and there's a good chance you will be captured. So, you beat these two. Pretty freaking obvious.
I'm still alive.
You got your fight in. Let's walk away.
I mean, an intimidate check.
7. I'm a halfling. I'm 3 feet tall. I'm not an imposing figure.
Let's just walk away.
How about we just walk away? As I stand on my tippy toes trying to make myself look taller.
I respect your gusto.
Bravado.
I'm going with gusto.
Good call.
No, that you're not the first person to say that.
He looks at you.
Well, all right then. You make a decent argument. I will simply go in peace. And he turns around and just cold clocks Korbin. Knocks him right out. You're not dying, but you are unconscious.
I'm going to Jamesonite.
I'm like smoking.
Yeah, as soon as Korbin hits the ground, I'll come out from behind the wagon, slowly, not intimidating or meaning to shoot anyone.
Langdedrosa starts walking away, and he throws his arm up in the air, and he points, signaling to leave the town. And you see all the kobolds start to walk away and follow Langdedrosa as well. And it appears as if all of the cultists and kobolds are evacuating the village.
I'll go up to Korbin and check him out. Give him any medical aid that I can.
I'm running to Jamesonite, stabilize him.
Okay.
Or water on his burns, that kind of thing.
There's also a team from the infirmary that have run out there too. There's 4.
Just drag him in. Hand up.
That is very generous of you to think that I have the strength
No,
to
the
drag
infirmary
you
team.
anywhere.
The infirmary team runs out and picks up Jamesonite and starts carrying him into the infirmary.
Are you gonna try to wake me up, Cedrick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Slap him.
Yeah.
Like a child trying to wake up his dad. Dad, wake up. Wake up, Dad. With your tiny little hands on his huge body.
You really think children are that gentle when they wake you up? That's cute. They grab chest hair. Yeah, wake up, Dad.
I recognize the unique opportunity presented to me, and I slap Korbin across the face a couple times really quick.
I gasp to alertness, and I reach up and I grasp Cedrick by his shirt. Did Kellamvor see the battle? Was it glorious?
The battle was indeed glorious. You fought bravely. Well done. You saved the prisoners.
I fall back onto my back and kind of stare up into the sky with a dragonborn grin on my face. Eventually, I climb back up onto my feet, and assessing the situation, I'll walk back toward the keep.
Turning to face the keep, you see that sergeant from earlier run down and hug his wife, take the ropes off of her.
You mean limp down?
No, his knee's okay now.
This whole time, you just...
Somebody walks past him. That's enough.
Governor Nighthill approaches Cedrick and Loric with an injured Korbin, and he says, "Well, thank you very much for your heroics, Korbin, and I'm sure that the doctors will do everything they can to save Jameson's life."
You call me Jameson?
You did.
Is his name not?
No, Jamesonite. Jamesonite. The 72nd. He gets really annoyed if you leave
his
out
name is Jamesonite.
Jamesonite, yeah. He gets the 72nd.
Have you not heard of the Jamesonites?
What a curious name. I will have to ask him more about his heritage once he comes to.
I'm still trying to figure out how the inheritance works.
Let's not beat around the bush. We lost that fight, and they retreated. What would you have us do, Governor?
Well, I think right now we all need to rest. It has been a terrible, bloody night.
I wearily nod my head. Very well. Do you have accommodations that we can use?
Is it still nighttime?
It's 2 or 3 in the morning. You've been at war for about 7 hours. I do have accommodations I can provide you with. I don't know what you're all accustomed to sleeping in, but I think the best place to stay right now is inside of the keep. We have cots prepared for the wounded. I'm sure there's some free. If there's not some free, then we can arrange something.
I just need a place to lay out my bedroll. That'll be sufficient for me.
Anywhere here is fine.
Okay.
Find some shelter, roll out my bedroll, and collapse.
I'll find an open area and set up a little campfire, break out some rations and throw them into a little cook pot and make myself up a little bit of stew.
I'll actually help with that. I'm actually proficient in cook's tools.
I look at you, Loric. Would you like to do the cooking tonight? And I hand you over my my ladle. Perhaps we can provision ourselves from the keep before we leave.
Right now, I just want some sleep. I have not ever had to fight like that.
I'm wave my hand toward Cedrick. Oh, Cedrick, any word on Jamesonite?
Just checked up on him, actually. He seems to be coming around, but I think he might be in the infirmary overnight.
He is alive, stabilized, not dying, and needs rest.
Come, join us at our campfire.
Sounds good. And I'll walk over, sit down next to the campfire, and take a small bowl of stew, start chowing down.
Escobar the Red comes up to you all and he says,
That was a fine battle. I cannot believe that we managed to survive this night.
He throws down a crate of beer.
He says, That is my personal thank you from one humble dwarf to you guys.
Thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. I know we had a rocky start, Escobar, but please, would you like to join us for a meal?
He stretches out his hand to you.
I reach up and grip it.
You shake his hand firmly. He gives you a curt nod and says,
I need to go home to my wife. Well, I need to check if my wife is still alive. But after that, maybe I'll come back.
I'll give him a nod.
Well, thanks for the beer here. I take an ale and I fill up my empty goblet that I have in my pack. The goblet's empty.
He put it in his freaking back.
Yeah, I just
was finished with it.
So I fill that up with ale and I start sipping out of that.
And yeah, I'll crack one of the beers.
Something strikes me as odd about today's endeavors.
Really? I thought this was normal for towns.
No, it's odd that they packed up and left. This keep was on the verge of breaking. Why did they leave? What purpose did they have in coming all the way to the keep only to turn around and leave?
Well, probably because they got what they wanted, and what they wanted wasn't in the keep.
What were they looking for? Clearly they had something in mind with the lumber mill. Perhaps they had something that they needed to acquire at the temple as well.
The lumber mill may have just been a distraction. I mean, the livelihood, if lumber mill got destroyed, the Night Hill said this place was going to die.
That's very true. However, there were too many of them there, and they were milling about. They weren't destroying anything. They were waiting for something. Perhaps they were waiting for orders.
Yeah, it does seem like a directed attack around the town, but we'll have to venture out tomorrow and find out what their true purpose was.
Let's talk to Night Hill.
Night Hill. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're good, Korbin. Night Hill.
I'm sorry, I keep on confusing these humans. They all look the same to me. No offense, Cedric or Jamesonite.
I'm a wood elf. I take no offense to that.
Well, I mean, you look the same except for the ears. If you wore a hat.
Well, I take offense to that now.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I don't mean to insult you and any of you. All I'm saying is, yes, what we need to do is we need to discuss with Night Hill exactly what happened at the temple. Was their attempt at rescuing the civilians and holding the temple down successful, or did it fall? Perhaps we should have went to the temple ourselves to find out.
We had a choice. We made it, and quite frankly, I'm willing to stand by it.
Yeah, I don't think we made the wrong decision. We were able to help free those hostages earlier. I think we made the right choice.
You're probably right. Still, if those civilians were harmed, it weighs heavy on my soul.
I do agree with you there.
I will talk to Tarba tomorrow then. Let us rest and gather our strength. Tomorrow will be a very long day.
You look over at Loric. He's already asleep. He's passed out on the ground after half a beer.
I fashion a hammock out of my bedroll and get up in that.
And after a quiet night's rest, you all find yourselves awake, probably 6 or 7 hours later, feeling fully refreshed, still a little sore from the previous night, but everyone wakes up, including Jamesonite. Jamesonite, your chest hurts like something fierce.
Good morning, my fellow adventurers.
He's in fact the first one up and about.
I'm just envisioning him like sitting up in his cot. We're like outside by the campfire.
Good morning.
He's up and moving about despite the attendants' attempts to keep him down. He's currently shirtless though, and his chest is all bandaged up. And he finds you guys where you're sleeping. And that is how you three wake up.
What would the champion of Greenness do if he were to stay in bed all day?
Pull the blanket over my head.
I see you were on your feet.
Indeed.
That was quite a battle. Kelimvor was surely blessed.
Yeah, I'm impressed you two made it out of that.
There were a few moments there. I may have had some doubts, but here we are.
You had clean hits on that creature, Langdedrosa. I'd call that a win if I were you, my friend.
Plus, we learned you're a pretty good conductor.
The hits indeed were clean, but there was no blood on my axe. I believe I simply bruised him. He was obviously an opponent far away from where we are.
Yes, he was a superior creature. Don't tell him I said that, though. His head will grace the ground, and I shall bathe in his blood, and Kelemvor will be praised.
Oh, good, you're all awake. So, Jamesonite?
I'm impressed you remember the voices after weeks.
He has to listen to it for like 10 hours.
Oh, that's true.
I listened to a lot of the voices I was doing.
Okay. That's fair. I can barely remember my own, and I only have one.
I'm glad to see you all in good spirits. Jamesonite, thank you very much for standing up and taking such a deadly blow. I'm sorry. My humor is terrible.
Say no more. 'Tis any adventurer's duty to protect the towns.
And Korbin, I thank you very much as well, although it seemed like you didn't have much of a choice in that situation.
Do not worry about bruising my feelings. I know exactly how that fight went down. The only thing I can say is that I gave it my all. Kelemvor will not find fault in my actions, and neither should you.
I certainly don't. One sec, and he snaps his fingers, and an attendant comes running towards him and passes him something. He takes what he was handed, and he gives it to you. It's a little baggie, and in the baggie there's...
Is that legal in Green Nest?
It's the greenest
of the town is called Green Nest. Of course green is legal. But it is not pot.
For the record, we're all Canadians, so this is okay.
Yeah, it's all legal where we are.
So inside the pouch there is 4 small vials, and he says these are a healing tincture. I'm sure you are going to need it in your upcoming skirmishes. And on top of that, we'd like to give you my thanks by offering you some gold. And he also hands you another pouch that has 400 gold pieces in it. He says, that is 400 gold pieces, and I have more where that came from, if you wish to do another job for me.
Many thanks, Governor Nighthill. We are indeed interested in your proposal.
I believe this is the monies you was looking for.
The gold ones are worth less than the silver ones?
Most certainly not, my small friend.
Money's confusing.
Was that 100 gold each then?
We will surely split this evenly, and you'll see how far this will take you.
Governor Nighthill, what was the outcome of the battle at the temple?
The battle at the temple was well and hard fought. Unfortunately, we did save only the majority of the villagers. Well, it seems that the cult's intention was on theft and vandalism. I think the vandalism was more for fun. They didn't seem very interested in killing many of the villagers, as most survived the night without injury.
You happen to have a rough idea of the things that they were after?
Anything valuable.
Do you have any word on our caravan? Did they manage to survive the night?
The caravan did make it into town all right. Everyone there seemed to be okay. There was no reports of casualties among them. The temple remains standing, so they were not able to burn that to the ground. Fortunately, my guards arrived there in time to fight off the intruders. I think all in all, it was a fairly successful night as far as I'm concerned.
You mentioned another task. What, pray tell, did you have in mind, Governor Nighthill?
As we were unable to capture any of them last night, I can't question anything. So I would ask you to locate their camp, wherever they're held up, and bring that information back to me so that we can... I want the location of the camp. I want to know how many raiders are still holed up there. I want to know who their leaders are. Obviously, this half-dragon is one of them. I need to know who is wearing these purple robes. They're obviously pulling the strings, whoever they are. And I need to know where they're planning on striking next.
That half-dragon, was protecting the one in the robes. Perhaps that is the leader of this assault on Green Nest.
They have also taken all of our valuables. Anything gold, silver, anything worth its weight, they have taken.
They've simply ransacked the homes,
Yes.
taken precious items.
Valuables, yes. Gemstones, anything that has monetary value.
They didn't take any prisoners.
They have taken some prisoners, yes, but only a handful. The number I'm not sure, but there's at least 3 prisoners that I know of.
I will do this for you, Governor, but I will do it to rescue the people, not for your material things. I care not for material things. Your village will survive without them. If we can bring them back, we will. Correct?
I agree. Yeah, definitely. We'll bring them back.
Well, yeah, the people are more important than monies. I mean,
Valuables can be replaced, but people are.
yeah, I mean, gold is,
People
gold,
don't
you can
survive
take it.
on ideals, my friends.
No, they survive on
Without
food.
their items, these people will suffer.
No, they survive on food.
What do you buy with items and gold?
You grow it. You don't have to buy
Not
it.
in large towns like this, my small friend.
Towns are confusing.
We will do our best to rescue the people, first and foremost, of course, and we will make an attempt at the items, but surely we can't guarantee anything.
Just remember, Governor, at the end of this, please continue to trade with my clan, Clan Baylor. That is all I ask.
Indeed, you can't fault all the dragon folk.
I do not see why we would not continue trade. Trade is very prosperous for all parties involved. We do not blame you for the actions of this monster.
I have nothing in common with that creature, Langderdgroat. I can't even say his name right. It just makes me so angry.
Didn't you both shoot lightning out of your mouths?
Yes. And as a matter of fact, I'm very proud of the fact that I can breathe lightning.
Oh, so am I. Hey, don't get me wrong. That is cool.
I must say I'm not a fan myself, as I rub my chest.
You know,
But it is an admirable trait. Someone on my side.
Jamesonite, I can work with you in order to build up your resistance to lightning. Would you like me to do that for you?
That sounds fantastic. Where do we start?
I really need to know how this works.
Zero intelligence. Not a clue.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
but you think of the average person, like, say,
I buy it.
and half of them are dumber than that.
You know, you make a really good point.
Think of like
you
average person today.
It's like when you're building up,
half of them are numbered.
like when you build up resistance to bullets, you start with a small caliber, like a little 22 maybe, like a pellet. And then you work up to the bigger ones.
I want to see how that works too.
Okay.
Okay, Luke Cage.
Jamesonite, it's actually quite simple. We simply go into a large field, you draw your weapons, I draw mine, and then I breathe lightning on you once or twice. Eventually, you will build a resistance to it. It worked for me and my family.
I believe there may be some racial differences here. Not that I'm not willing to try. I'm just not entirely certain of its success.
I walk on 2 legs, you walk on 2 legs. That's good enough for me.
I hate to interrupt this stimulating conversation, but do you accept my job?
We do.
Clearly,
Which way did
yes.
they go?
Indubitably.
Fantastic. I don't know where they went. They left the village towards the west.
That's all we need. West is
Perfect.
good.
Ooh, hey, this is my time to shine.
Do you happen to have any shops open in the keep where we may resupply?
Most of the village is functioning as
There we
normal.
Even though they have all their valuables stolen?
Whatever we can provide to help, we surely will. Simply see anyone in town and tell them you're working for me, and they'll provide you with what you need.
And they'll just take that as word of mouth.
Well, I mean, a lot of them did probably see us fighting the Dragonborn, that dragon, half dragon is what I'm trying to say.
Not to mention the whole dragon.
Quite frankly,
Yes, exactly.
I'm expecting them to have a song ready for me. No, sorry.
Oh, James
Don't worry about
Knight.
that.
Oh,
Expect
James
that.
Knight. You're just so conductive. The lightning passed right through you into the ground.
I did my best.
Yes, you did. Hell, you lasted longer than I would have.
Jamesonite burned so bright.
Look upon these stars tonight.
Are you one of those famous traveling accompaniments of bards?
No, we're more like the Four Stooges. But anyways,
That was pretty good. That was a good song.
think that was out of character. That's okay.
Yes.
We have a family song, but it's just Jamesonite for 4 minutes.
Jamesonite the first. Jamesonite the second.
Jamesonite.
It's just Jamesonite 72 times.
Oh, God.
To a beach.
Each Jamesonite has their own limerick.
That's how they're immortalized.
Continue.
What a ridiculous clown.
On second thought, let's not go there. 'Tis a silly place. We're Knights of Jameson's table.
Excellent. Then we will be off immediately.
Oh, James.
So yeah, I'm assuming we all resupply, get rations, stock up, that kind of thing.
I reach out to the governor again. Governor Nighthill, I have a very good idea as to where these miscreants are hiding.
You do you?
Yes. We will find your goods and your people. We will bring them back if we can. Tell me, do you have any horses we can borrow?
Just go see the stable master at the edge of town, and he will afford you some horses.
Excellent. How much is a horse?
It's like 500 gold or something
Is
crazy
it?
like that.
If anyone has need of a horse to ride, the good governor has allowed us to utilize any of the stock that are still left in the stable.
Excellent. I'll head over there and start affixing my travel pack to one of the horses and getting it ready.
I'll ask if anybody mind. Anybody mind if I ride with them? I'm way too small for these horses.
Yeah, sure thing, Loric. Hop on up here with me.
Awesome.
I go to the stable boy. Greetings, young one.
Yo, hello, how you doing?
I'm doing quite well, thank you. We've come looking for some horses. Do you have any that are available?
I reckon I do, yeah.
Excellent. Which one will you give me?
How many do you need?
Well, I believe we only need 3.
Governor Nighthill sent us.
Oh, yeah?
That's right. The good governor has allowed us the use of horses for an endeavor that will benefit the city of Green Nest.
I did get a message this morning, probably about 2 hours ago, I guess, saying that 4 individuals would be come by saying that they need some horses to travel out with Governor Nighthill's blessing. Says he'll cover the whole thing.
That's us.
Now, which one is my ride?
I don't know. Go back there and pick one.
Do they have names?
I don't have names for them.
I'd like to go back and kind of start assessing the animals.
Okay.
What do you want, animal handling?
Yes.
Yes, Loric. Can you tell me these creatures' names? Can you
Nat freaking 20.
Handle these animals.
These animals are handled.
They are sufficiently handled.
Loric, what can you tell me about these horses?
Well, that one's got lungworm. That one has fetlock. That one can run a quarter mile in about 10 seconds. That one is definitely built more for endurance. That one is we want those 3.
I will take your word for it. You are one with the creatures.
Why, you sure do know your stuff there, stranger.
Well, living outside of towns, very small town, you rely a lot on the animals. You get to know a lot about them. Oh, seriously, that one, you want to treat its injured hoof with, and I give him some ingredients that'll help heal its hoof.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you very much for that information.
I had no idea Loric was so well-versed in the care and maintenance of large horses.
What do the horses look like?
You gotta know about these horses, though, is that this is only a loan. You can use these horses. You can't keep them. I wouldn't recommend riding these horses into battle. These are not bred war horses. These are just riding horses.
Do you have any war horses?
I don't have any war horses.
Oh, that's a shame.
I don't know if you know this, but the town of Green Nest does not go to war frequently.
Well, it is a trading town.
Just had a war.
Hopes.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Well, it is a trading town. I did have some hope.
I understand.
It is fine, Jamesonite. I myself personally prefer to enjoy my combat on my own 2 feet.
I'm sorry, though. You asked me a question before I'll rant it off.
Oh, I just wanted to know what they look like to give you a hard time.
Oh, right. There's like a black one, a brown one, and like another brown one.
There's like some horse-shaped
Maybe
animals.
spotted. Wow.
Yeah, the black one has some white spots.
Appaloosa?
It's like a giant Dalmatian.
Interesting marks, or
Yes.
Yes. Tell you what, we can describe our horses if we want
Yeah.
to.
You can describe these horses if you wish.
I'm over standing next to Loric, and I go, all right, so which one of these do we want?
And I point out the 3 that we want.
But I mean, like, I was talking to you specifically, like, which one of these are we going to be riding?
I kind of look at the others and nod my head towards one in particular. It stands about, I think a good height was 6 hands high. It's
6.
That's quite large, isn't it?
I think a hand is 4 inches. A horse is like 14, 15 hands high.
Never mind. Okay. Well, so much for so much for me. No, that the Loric knows what he's talking about. Justin knows jack all about horses.
Miniature horse.
No. So, anyways, I'll point out a black stallion.
A large, robust horse.
Yeah, a large,
Perfect.
robust horse. It's
Well
black
done.
stallion. It's
Wow.
Bradley coming up with the obscure reference. A hand is a unit of measure equal to 4 inches.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if you know this,
I know a
but
thing or two about a thing or two.
Brad is an intelligent creature.
Right. I start brushing the horse a bit. I assume there's some kind of brush around to help keep their coats shiny. As I put some of my equipment on, I go, this is a fine horse. Should be with us for quite a while. They're just kind of...
and that statement pretty much guarantees it will be the first to die.
Death flag.
Suddenly, he's wearing a red shirt.
Here, I found this lovely red blanket to go underneath the saddle.
Just as a bit of like table talk, it's now my character's mission to keep this horse with me as long as I can.
Have you named it?
Not yet.
As you are looking over the horses, a young man comes walking up to you. He's limping heavily on one leg and has a crutch. His left leg is heavily bandaged, and he says, "Good evening, chaps. Where do you all plan on going? I've heard that there's a few people leaving out to find out where these raiders are from."
Well, I think we're headed out to the west here. We don't really have a specific last known location, just a general direction.
So it is y'all that are heading out. Wow, Irish and y'all don't really work. So it is you all that plan on riding out to the raiders' camp.
That's what we intend to do. Are you requesting that you'd like to join us?
I would love nothing better than to come with you, but unfortunately, as you can see, as he gestures to his leg, my condition does not really grant me that privilege. But I would ask a favor from you, if you would indulge me.
What would you request from us?
Well, you see, I'm a simple monk that comes from Berdusk. You may have heard of it. It is a small town to the north. But my master and my mentor, he goes by the name of Leosin. He went missing during last night's raid.
Were you from the temple?
Not from this temple here, but from the monastery in Berdusk. Yeah, the great monastery of monks up there.
What were you doing in this city?
Well, we were on an errand. Well, to be precise, Leosin was on an errand, and I was simply accompanying him. During the events of last night, we encountered a group of kobolds that killed 2 of my brothers, and they have taken Leosin.
Why would the kobolds take a monk?
I don't know. Why do they take anyone? A prisoner is a prisoner. For some reason, they decided to take this one.
Is he a high-standing official in the monkish order?
Well, he is higher. He is higher in the hierarchy than myself and my brothers that died last night. But I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I do not know much. All I know is he left his choker behind. You see, I ran away to get some help, as I was instructed, not because I'm a coward, although I am a coward because I don't want to die, but I ran away to get help. I did not return in time. The only thing that was left was the 2 bodies of me dead mates, Leosin's staff and his choker, and he always wore his choker. So he definitely struggled during the fight.
So, let me get your story straight, young monk.
The name is Nessim.
Nessim, you ran away to go gather help, and you came back to find your brothers dead and your master captured.
Essentially, that is the story, yes.
When did you injure your leg?
That is a great question. It was after that I was retreating back to the keep with Leosin's staff and choker, and I barely made it back. If I had not been within range of the keep for the archers at the wall to rain arrows down upon my pursuers,
I surely would have died as well.
Okay, so Korbin kind of squints his eyes. He just called himself a coward. I'm going to roll insight.
Sure.
What order are you from, young Nessim?
That's a 14 for an insight check, by the way.
Are you pacifists? I can't imagine any type of fighting monk being taken so easily by mere kobolds.
We are fighting monks, and Leosin especially. So it is rather strange that he was captured.
Indeed.
I fear he might have let himself be captured because he has this obsession with this cult. He has been researching them for a little while now.
Does he have any research materials within his things?
Within his things, I'm not sure. Because,
Maybe look at them.
Well, we don't have his things. All we have from him is his staff and his choker.
Jamesonite, take the choker. Perhaps we can use that.
Actually, that's a great plan. I was going to say that I should keep his choker, but this way he'll know that you have been sent to help him. That's a good plan.
We are going to the camp anyway. If we find him there, he will come back with us. Also, is he bullshitting everybody? Like, is his leg actually still fine? He's just like playing.
No, his leg is very injured.
Okay.
And he is definitely not bullshitting.
Okay.
That's just apparently the way I'm portraying him. I'm being a goof, that's all. I always portray my characters a little goofy, and it makes my party doubt them.
Well, in all fairness, I mean, Loric acts pretty goofy on a regular basis, so...
Yeah, this is no grimdark adventure, is it?
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being comedic relief. Okay, so we get the choker from this guy. And, don't worry. If we see your master, we'll let him know that you survived, we're horribly injured, and that we're trying to save him.
That would be fantastic. Anything you could do really would be a godsend. Especially if you could return Leosin to me and my order. Well, thank you for your help, laddies. I'm going to go away now.
How would you say we would contact you should we find Leosin?
Well, when you get back from the camp, come back to the keep or find Governor Nighthill. I'm staying with him. I have his sympathies, so he's being very accommodating for me.
Excellent. And we shall be on our way.
So this is still early morning?
So it's like probably 10 o'clock now.
All right. Yeah, no, I hop onto the horse.
I will also mount my healthy steed.
You're heading towards the western exit of the town.
I make sure that I grab a small bag of apples from the stable hand.
Sure.
And feed one of them to the horse and kind of get it used to having the presence of a large dragonborn near it and soon to be on top of it.
These horses are all very used to being ridden by different creatures because they're like rental horses.
Okay. If we continue to go west, there are many locations in which an army of kobolds, cultists, and mercenaries could find a place to stay. And I am going to use my Wanderer feature. I have an excellent memory for maps and geography, and I can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you, blah, 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 to ascertain which is the most likely direction for this camp.
Give me a survival check.
A survival check.
I'd also like to use survival to look at footprints, etc.
Can I assist Korbin to give him advantage?
Yes.
21.
So occasionally I have Cedrick just grab me by the pack and just hold me down so I can see the footprints easier, put me back up on the horse.
Corbin.
Yep.
It's not hard to follow the tracks leading out of the village. There
Over
were
100 kobolds.
hundreds of creatures.
Oh my god.
Footprints of all different shapes and sizes. A lot of kobold tracks, a lot of human tracks, all sorts of different tracks. Some hoof prints, everything you could possibly imagine. And they're all at varying depths. So you know they were carrying a lot. There's wagon tracks leading out of the village too, which are very heavily inset into the ground. So you know they were carrying out valuables. So they clearly got a lot of valuables out of the town. And you follow these tracks. It heads west for a little bit, but then it starts to turn to the south. And it heads towards the south for quite some time. You guys travel about 12 miles in the southwest direction until you can see in the distance you're starting to catch up with a small group of these robed individuals, the cultists and the kobolds. You can spot them several miles away because you can see smoke rising up from where they appear to be camped, probably from their cook fires. This does not appear to be like the whole group of them. It's obviously just some of the slower members of the cult.
I hold up my hand to halt the progression Does everyone still have their team cult gear?
Pull out the robe.
I do. I pull out the robe.
We fooled those city guards. Perhaps we can fool this small group in front of us as well.
I like your thinking.
We can gather some important information from them, I'm sure.
I agree. And I don my team cultist robe.
Put it on.
Does someone want to go forward and initiate contact with them?
I'll give it a shot. Why not?
Jamesonite, you want to resume your position as our mock prisoner?
That would seem most beneficial.
In which case, you should be walking behind one of the horses.
Indeed.
All right, I'll grab the reins to your horse and pilot it along with mine.
And we're just going to walk up to these guys.
Okay. Deception checks, so I can see how well you've disguised yourselves.
13.
Jamesonite, you have advantage for this because it's much easier to believe that you're a prisoner.
Korbin rolled a 12.
Korbin rolled a 12. Cedrick rolled
a 19.
Modified 20.
And what about Loric?
13.
13. Those are all good enough.
Even though it says Team Cult on their chest.
Hey, we're starting a brand, okay?
So you can safely approach them.
Walk up. Greetings, brothers. That was one hell of a fight last night.
Whoa, you're telling me. Now that you're close and within this encampment, there is one tough-looking mercenary. There's 6 figures in robes. And there is 2 figures also in robes, but they have a purple trim and some ornamental necklaces.
Okay. I'm going to avoid the people with the ornamental necklaces and purple trim if I can.
Okay.
And basically, I'm going to start talking to these guys. And wow, long ways to go before we get where we're going, right?
Yeah, that's why we had to stop and make this camp. We need to get some food in us.
Oh, I know. I mean, a good week's travel, right?
I don't know how quickly you return to camp, but we're usually back within like a day.
Oh, I mean, look at me. Short legs. I mean, it takes me 3 times as long to get anywhere, right?
Yeah, but you got these fancy horses.
Oh, well,
Good job stealing those.
Oh,
I wish I thought about that.
Well, exactly. I mean, we stole those. I walked here. Ooh, so yeah, I mean...
You didn't ride the horse out? You just walked them in?
No. Let me rephrase that. We walked from the camp, which is a day's journey from here, roughly, to the city, raided the city with everybody, stole the horses, rode the horses here to meet up with you. We barely got out of there. Am I making sense when I say that? And of course, the prisoner had to walk.
All right. Wow. Anyway, I wish I stole a horse. It's a great plan.
Yeah, it worked out well.
Plus, that'll be some good eats later.
Oh, you know it. Nothing like roast horse.
Yeah.
No one eats the horses.
I mean, we eat the horses back at camp, usually.
No one eats the horses.
He really likes his horses. Just go with it.
I hop down off of the horse and kind of like...
Well, we're not going to eat them now. I mean, 3 horses is a lot for just us. So we get back to camp. Eventually, everyone's going to need to eat.
That's right, my friend. We're going to bring them back to camp with them. And I'm patting his thigh while I say this. Probably just a little too hard.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
I pat my horse reassuringly and say, "Don't worry, Russell. No one's going to eat you, buddy."
Are these like humans? Like what are these guys dressed up in robes?
The large fellow in leathers, he's human. 2 of the cultists are humans as well. There is a halfling there. Then there's 3 elves. And the 2 in the fancy robes, one of them is a dragonborn and the other is a tiefling.
I look at the other dragonborn. What color is he?
He's a green dragonborn.
A green one? And what is he wearing?
He's wearing those ornamental black robes with the purple trim.
Perfect. I kind of mosey up to him and I kind of like stand beside him, go shoulder to shoulder and kind of like look at what he's looking at and stuff and surreptitiously measure my shoulder height compared to his shoulder height.
He just kind of looks over at you. What are you doing?
Oh, nothing.
Kind of close to me. Could you just step away a little bit?
Would you say you're like 6'2", maybe 6'3"?
Give or take. Maybe just step away a little bit. You're kind of crowding me here.
Yeah, that's fine. So do they have a campfire?
They do.
Okay, I'll just go to the campfire and I'll sit down.
Okay.
I want to walk over to, are there any, like a couple of cultists in the regular robes sitting off to the side a little maybe?
Yeah, they're all kind of spread about.
Humming around. Okay. I walk up to a couple of them and I say, well, hello fellas. How was the raid for you guys? Did you get much?
Yeah, we got a lot of valuables.
Mhm.
I mean, not us personally, but we blow it on the carts and send the carts ahead.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
I noticed you were wearing the old uniforms, though. Did you not hear about the new ones that we have? And I'd kind of gesture to the logo.
Wait, new uniforms? They're giving out new uniforms now?
Well, fortunately for you,
cult for 2 years, and I've been wearing the same uniform every day.
well, it's more of an update to the look, really.
Look at all the rips on my arm. And he's gesturing to his arm. He's like, there's like 5 rips in this arm. I keep trying to get them sewed up, but every time they get a chance to, we suddenly have to go off for a raid, and then I don't get my damn sleeve fixed.
Oh, here, let me take care of that. And I cast mending.
What? You mean they probably could have done this that whole time and just let me...
Well, no, probably not. I mean, if they can't cast the spell, they can't cast
Man,
the
this
spell.
is great. Now there's like no breeze, no draft.
Hey, if you'd like, I could upgrade the style too. You could be part of the crew.
As a matter of fact, why don't we all give these brother cultists the robes that we have with the team logo emblazoned in burnable pitch on them?
So you mean to tell me that's the new design now? They want to say Team Cult so that we can announce that we're a cult.
That we're a team and we stick together.
I get the team part, but Team Cult sounds kind of culty.
Well, like, cults are kind of culty.
Well, yeah.
Because, well, I mean, we're operating in the open, right? I mean, we raided that town right out in the open.
I mean, I don't mean to alarm you or anything, but 10 or 12 guys standing around in the same looking robe, kind of culty to begin with.
It's a fair point. I guess it's better just to embrace it. All right, sure.
I pull out my water skin full of pitch and I try to copy the designs onto their robes as best I can.
So, but before you go doing that, the new uniform is basically the old uniform, but you just write Team Cult on it.
I mean, hey, times are tough. You think we have money for a whole new set of cloaks for everyone in the cult?
Can't afford to give up any of that money, of course.
Of course.
This makes sense. Doing the math in my head, yeah, sure. Right on me.
All right.
Let's do it. I'm going to be a member of Team Cult.
All right. Team Cult on all their robes. All right, I go ahead and I write Team Cult on their robes with my water skin full of pitch.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I like this. You guys, you like this too? Yeah, we like this. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, I agree. This is great. Oh, yeah. That was all of them.
Yeah.
Talking.
Including the black robed ones?
No, not those guys.
No, I think
they're just like you guys. You guys are morons.
Show up anyways.
Did they get theirs done as well?
No,
they did not.
No,
they probably.
This is the Green Dragonborn, one of the Green Dragonborn.
No, he didn't do it.
Cultist guys.
He did not do it. No.
Okay. So what time of day is it now?
Yeah, it's noon-ish.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I'm gonna wait until Cedric's kind of alone a little bit. Walk over to him. I want to be stuck with these guys until we stab them in the back.
I don't know. I mean, do you think they're going to be camping the night here? Do you think we move in their sleep?
Does it look like they're spending the night, or like are they setting up a camp, or are they?
I think they're just stopping to eat.
Yeah, they were just stopping to eat. There's no tents or anything.
Oh, I see.
How many of them are there exactly?
There is exactly 9 of them. 6 cultists, 2 of the fancy robe people, and then the 1 mercenary looking guy.
Okay.
So from talking to them, do I get the feeling that we're going to be reaching the main camp tonight?
Yeah, you would reach it in about 9 hours.
So if it's noon, it'll be dark by the time we get there, but they're definitely going to press on to the camp. They're not going to try and set up camp.
Okay.
Stay the night before they get to their main encampment.
I go up to Jamesonite. Perhaps we should travel with these cultists. What say you? Does your axe thirst for blood?
I'm not opposed to more peaceful methods. It's all a means to an end.
Yes.
I mean, we're only about another 9 hours away from the main encampment here. We're probably going to get going soon.
Is he talking to us?
Yeah, he's talking to the entire encampment at this point.
He didn't hear your conversation.
We're kind of having a thing over here.
Yeah.
Do we kill them or not kill them?
He's talking to
kill them now.
He's talking to everyone here. Just we're about 9 hours away. We'll probably press on tonight and then just retire back at our our tents back at camp tonight. We can get a better night's rest than last night.
Okay. I want to get better acquainted with this Dragonborn. So, I will walk up to the Dragonborn. Greetings, my brother.
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
I'm actually pretty good. A little sore. Yesterday was quite a workout.
Oh, yeah. Was it ever?
So, how long have you been with the cult?
Long enough.
Yes, I've only been with the cult for, probably about 8 months now.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, I'm very green. So, I'm a little bit unsure about, the hierarchy of this cult. I mean, I can clearly see that, you're wearing a different colored robe than the other cultists in this little group. Perhaps you can refresh my memory as to what exactly that means. Is it significant, or is it just a fashion statement?
All you really need to know is I'm higher ranked than you, and that's about it.
Okay, well, what should I call you? If I was to say, not know your name and address you by title or rank, what should I call you?
Preferably you wouldn't call me anything, because you wouldn't talk to me. But I guess you could just ask me who I am, and then I could tell you. That's about it.
So no rank then?
I can't tell you my rank.
So there's really no structure to our organization at all, is there?
There's a structure that you don't need to concern yourself with at this point.
I feel like I should, because I kind of want to rise up in the ranks of this cult. Perhaps you can steer me in the right direction to do that.
Okay. Did you steal stuff from that village over there, that town?
Well, clearly I did.
Okay. So you got to do that. And you keep doing that. And if you don't die, you might raise up. And then once you raise up, you stop being one of you and you start being something better. And then you actually become a member of the cult.
So what you're saying is it's the cloak, it's not a title. Nobody should ask questions about your rank. Is that what you're...
No, what I'm saying is you're just an initiate. You're nothing. You're just here because we need numbers. But if you want to get somewhere, you need to put in time.
Well, I've put time in.
No, you haven't. Put in 8 months. What's 8 months? 8 months is nothing.
8 months is a significant amount of time. Thank you very much.
It took me 5 years to get here.
So you have been in the cult for 5 years.
I don't even know why I'm wasting my breath on you. If I answered your question, are you done? We good? I don't have to talk to you.
Oh, we're good. Have a nice ride.
Yeah, you too, I guess.
And I go back to the group. I assume we're all traveling kind of apart from the rest of the cultists.
Yes.
Okay. The Green Dragonborn has been in this cult for 5 years. He made no mention of a status other than the fact that he's been in the cult for 5 years, and that simple act alone has given him a certain status above others. No rank was given. This cult seems very, very disorganized. However, I think that if we can, acquire robes of his station, it would give us significant sway in the camp if we can make our way to it.
So are you saying we should try and take out this group before we reach the bigger camp so we can take their robes with us?
Perhaps you can burgle their backpacks while they are unaware. You seem to have swift fingers. Perhaps you can see if they have a spare robe or two. We can make use of that later.
Yeah. That does sound like a good idea. I wouldn't say no to some kind of diversion to help with checking these backpacks out.
On it.
Everybody looks at Loric.
Right. Got it.
Cedrick's swift fingers and sharp.
So at that point, I'll walk up and, hey guys, watch how far I can shoot this. Whoosh. And I start lobbing fire into the air.
Are they wearing their backpacks, I assume?
Yes.
All right.
And watch this. It's a jig while I hit it, too. Dancing, fire-throwing halfling.
Give me a performance check.
7.
I mean, you are performing, and you have captivated the hearts and souls of at least 3 of them.
I'm going to come up behind someone quietly and gently kind of prod into their backpack and see if I can feel any cloaks.
Okay. Give me
I will start
sleight of
yelling.
hand check.
Oh, yeah, you're the prisoner.
You'll never get away with this. I am the champion of Green Nest.
Oh, nice.
Modified 20.
Langdedrosa Kyanrath only stood a chance against me because he used a sneaky diversion. No single cultist could ever go toe-to-toe with me and live to tell the tale.
Okay. You don't find any robes. You do come away 30 silver richer, though. You don't feel any robes. And you're like, oh, this is disappointing. You're like, I guess I'll just settle for this silver.
I sidle over to Cedrick. Any luck?
I surreptitiously hand him like 10 silver. That's all I could find.
Nice.
I'll take it.
That was valuable or worth it to you.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed the show.
I mean, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yay!
Fire is pretty sweet. The prisoner's annoying, but the fire is sweet.
Oh, I know.
It's kind of weird that both of you started doing that at the same time, though. But I mean, he was pretty quiet for the most part, the prisoner.
Oh, hold on. I'll take care of that. And I'm going to hit him in the head with my pipe. Be quiet. Bam.
I just fall on the ground.
That was sweet.
Yeah, sometimes he gets like that. You just, give him a whack. He shuts up.
Sweet. He walks over to Jamesonite.
There you go.
And he just kicks you. You take a point of damage. He says, that was fun.
Okay, and then I'll start hanging back. So the new clothing options.
Not so good.
So, I got a spell that I could probably get most of them with. That'll make this fight a lot easier.
Do not know if we have the manpower to take out a full complement of cultists.
If this spell affects most of them, we do.
Do not know the level of effectiveness of the Dragonborn and the other one in the black robe. They could be powerful combatants. We are purely in a reconnaissance mission right now.
Yeah, the problem is if we get to the camp, they're going to kill the horses. And we're not actually part of their cult. So they're probably going to end up figuring that out.
I think we can hide in the masses. We must release the horses, though, I believe. We must release the horses and send them back to Green Nest.
That's all for now. We plan on releasing episodes every Sunday night. To keep up with us, please visit our website at icpodcast.ca. We are also on Twitter at InCharacterPod. You can find our Instagram under InCharacterPod as well. If you have questions or concerns, you can email them to contact@icpodcast.ca. On Twitter, Trevor Pella can be found at Trevor2444. Travis Martin is at TotalG33K. Brad Clarke can be found at RadBreadBrad, and I am at Steele Foundry. Big shout out to Kevin McLeod at Incompetech.com for all of the music used in this episode. Remember, heroes, whether you kill them or play them, always try to keep it in character.